God chose David to be king of Israel, and God gave his people a time of peace. One day, David was talking with Nathan the prophet. David said, "I live in a palace of nice cedar wood, but the ark of God sits inside a tent. It hardly seems fair. Shouldn't God have a nicer house than I do?" David wanted to build a temple for the ark of God. He told Nathan his plans. "God is with you. Do what you want," Nathan said. But God did not want David to do whatever he wanted. God wanted David to do what God wanted. That night, God gave Nathan a message for David. This is what God told Nathan to say to David. "David, are you going to build a house for me to live in? Think about what I have done for my people. I brought them out of Egypt. I gave them leaders to guide them the entire time I have been with them. My house has been a tent. Did I ever ask anyone to build a temple for me? You used to be a shepherd, David. Don't you remember? But I made you a king. I helped you defeat your enemies, and my people now live peacefully in their own land. I promise you, David, that you and your descendants will be kings. When you die, one of your sons will be king. He will be a strong king, and no one will be able to take his kingdom away from him. He will build a house for me. I will love him, and I will never leave him. When your son dies, his son will be king. The king will always be someone in your family." Nathan told David everything God said. David went into the tent he had set up for the ark of the Lord. He sat down and prayed. "Lord God, I don't deserve anything you have done for me, and you promised to do so much more. God, you are so great. There is no one like you. You chose the Israelites to be your own people. You rescued them from slavery in Egypt. God, please keep your promises to me and my descendants. I am confident you will keep your promises because you are trustworthy." God promised David that every future king of Israel would come from David's family, and David's kingdom would last forever. God kept his promise by sending his son, Jesus, to be one of David's descendants. Jesus is our king who will rule over God's people forever.